Morning, besties. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Good. Me too. Tired, but good. I'm glad to be spending another day with you. I have my coffee nice and hot. I swear to spill the tea, the whole tea, and nothing but the tea. So help me tea. Perfect temperature. Nice and warm in this freezing ass garage. I mean, it's my office, but right now it's really cold, so it's a garage. I'm drinking Javi. If you're looking for a way to support the channel, but you don't want to do my ASMR Patreon, which is $5 a month for 5 to 7 videos a month, you can always use my Javi link. It is 20% off, and I do get a commission every time you use it. So there is that. If you were ever like, how can I send Brooke money? There's how. I'll leave my Cash App down below too. I'm just kidding, I won't. Unless you want it. Yeah, that's the best way to support me. That and my ASMR Patreon as well. This channel is not monetized yet. It's I haven't met all the requirements, and I probably won't for a while, but no, so I don't make any money from this channel. I just do it for fun. I mean, same with my ASMR channel, honestly. I just got my check from the Google, and I don't think I'm legally allowed to say like exactly how much it was, but it was about $250 for the month. Okay. I post like 5 videos a week and like 10 shorts a week. So I do both of them for fun. Oh, we're spilling the tea right away. Yes, we are. I set an alarm to wake up nice and early so that I would have some time to just sit here and talk and drink my coffee with you before the day got started and before Rosie woke up. It's supposed to be another fuckeroony of a day in terms of weather. It's not supposed to be great. We're at like the upper mid 30s, snowy and rainy every single day. So it's gonna be another one. I am not a park mama. I don't like parks. Parks are death traps and they scare me. So I prefer not to go to the park. But even this mama is itching to just go to a park. But they're death traps enough already. So I'm like, I mean, the bars are going to be slippery and she's going to fall. So we're not going to the park. I got a question about veganism actually. And don't worry, nobody get upset. I'm not going to go into my personal beliefs, but I did get a question about veganism. And that question was, with my daughter, like growing up and, you know, getting a little bit older, she's 4 now. Does she ever ask about non-vegan food, or does she ever like want non-vegan food? And if so, how do we approach that conversation? Or like, does she ever ask about it or like wonder why she's different? So I would like to preface it by saying, oh no, I was gonna say an angry vegan thing. I didn't mean to. It was just about to come out. But I guess I'll just say it. Every kid is different, right? Every kid is different. Every kid's gonna get made fun of for something or be left out for some reason, right? So with that being said, I don't feel bad for raising her differently. You know what I mean? I just don't. Like, my mom told me once, she was like, oh, well, your brother, like, they thought that he had a red food allergy or like a red dye allergy when he was a kid. And so like he couldn't eat certain birthday cakes or, you know, whatever. And it made him feel left out and sad. And I've never talked to him about this, so I don't know how traumatizing it was for him, but yeah, and she was just like, yeah, so you don't want to like make her left out purposefully. And I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. Because it's just like with anything, you know, if you bring your kid to church every Sunday growing up, or you have them do like communion or baptize them, or what's that word when you're like 12 years old, you get confirmed or whatever, like you can do that. Or if you only listen to early 2000s pop punk and you influence your kids' music choice in that way, or if they grow up rich, or if they grow up poor, or if they grow up wearing only hand-me-downs, or if they grow up with some kind of physical, like if they grow up with asthma or something and they can't run in track, or there are so many things that parents do on purpose or not on purpose, and that makes your kid different or makes them stand out. And so when people try to guilt trip me for like, oh, she feels left out, or oh, she feels different, I'm like, okay, like in every other way, shape, and form, she is not left out and she is not different. And so I don't really feel too bad about doing this one particular thing. Plus, it's never, I don't know if she just like is very chill and accepting or what. Other people have told me that she's said things, but she's never given me any kind of indication that she is sad or left out, that she can't eat other people's food. Like, she's always known, and I don't share my food with her either, so maybe that's why. Like, she's always known that your food is your food and my food is my food, and like I eat my food. Because when I grew up, I saw little kids in my life who, like, they constantly had to share whatever their mom or dad, usually the mom, was eating or drinking. And like, I even knew it to be so where like one time, this mom that I knew she was offered an alcoholic beverage, and she was like, oh, I can't because my kid is gonna want some. And we were just like, so, you know what I mean? And I just didn't want to have to do that. Am I feeling sassy? I think I'm feeling sassy. But we were at the time just kind of like, okay, you know, like, because if you're at that point where you can't even drink a drink or eat a donut or, you know, anything like that because you're concerned that your kid is going to want some, I was like, you need to set some boundaries. You know what I mean? Fluff, sorry. And so I've always had that boundary for that reason, because I didn't want to have to share everything, and I didn't want her like slobbery little hands and fingers and mouth all over my food and stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, she's always just kind of known, like when she offers me a cracker out of her grubby little hand, mommy's not gonna take it. I'm just not gonna take it. And so she has never, ever asked me, like, mommy, can I try some of daddy's food? Or daddy, can I eat that? Except for when it's been like for example, M&Ms, right? There are those Unreal candies. Unreal is the brand name, and they look just like M&Ms. So she thought that they were the same thing. She thought that M&Ms and the other candies were the exact same thing. And so she'll be like, oh, can I have M&M or M&Ms is what she calls them. And like if she ever sees somebody eating M&Ms, and we'll be like, oh no, those ones are made from cows. And she'll be like, oh, okay. And like sometimes she'll just be like, oh, okay, and move on to the next thing. Or she'll be like, oh, can we go get my own, or can we have my own or something? And so then we'll like make sure, if she like marshmallows or something, if she sees somebody with marshmallows that look exactly like vegan marshmallows, we'll have to be like, oh no, those ones are made from cows. And she'll be like, oh, can I have my own? And we'll be like, yeah. And she'll be like, okay. Or I'll be like, oh yeah, next time I go to the grocery store, I'll get you some, or whatever. And it's just like fine. But as for like steak or bacon or like eggs made from chickens or anything like that, she's never, at least not to me, which could also say something. I don't know. Maybe she's secretly going around and like telling other people like, oh, I wish I could have that. I don't know, but she ain't telling it to me. So yeah, she'll, you know, be like, what is that? Or is that made from cows? Or is that pigs? Or something like that. But she'll never, ever, I can't think of a single time that she's ever been like, can I have a bite of daddy's steak? Or like of daddy's food made from cows or whatever. Like she'll never ask that because she just knows that she doesn't eat that. And she's been vegan at this point, or she's eaten a vegan diet since conception. When I was pregnant with her, I was vegan. I was vegan for years before I was pregnant with her. And so she's just always grown up, and like babies eat different shit. They do. Like, you know, when your baby is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months old, food before 1 is just for fun. So they don't eat like full meals. They'll eat like mushed up carrots and shit. And like, you're not eating carrots most of the time, or mushed up carrots to say the least. And so like babies just grow up eating different food. And yeah, I guess the only times that she's ever had to eat like a non-vegan food or something have been like when I have been unprepared. And because I'm not a monster, here's the thing, I'm not a monster, okay? I'm not a monster, bro. I'm literally just a person doing my best. And so like if we go to a kid's birthday party and for some reason I didn't bring a vegan cupcake, will I let her have the cupcake that has a tiny little teeny eensy weensy bit of eggs in it? Yes. Like I will allow her to eat the non-vegan cupcake. I don't tell her this cupcake, or I mean, I guess sometimes I do. I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of don't say anything and she just assumes that it's made from plants. And other times I'll be like, this is made from cows. Do you want it? And she'll say no. She'll say, I don't eat food that's made from cows. And so that was how we kind of framed it for her. It wasn't like, this is good food, this is bad food, this is food you can't have. It was just, this is food that's made from cows. And we always tell her, mommy doesn't eat food that's made from cows, but daddy does, and that's okay. And so she knows that other people eat it. She knows that she doesn't. And she also knows that because we tell her, someday if she wants to eat food made from cows, she can, but not today. And so she knows that. A few months ago, she was watching Bubble Guppies a lot, and they were talking about like their lunch. What time is it? It's time for lunch. And they were talking about like those lunch foods. And then that night she was just like, I want a turkey sandwich. And I was like, you mean a tofurkey sandwich? And she was like, no, a turkey sandwich. And I was like, do you know what turkey is? And she was like, no. And I was like, it's made from cows. You understand. That's just what we say. And she was just like, I want a turkey sandwich. And I was like, you do? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I have some downstairs. Do you want me to go get it for you? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay. But that's the only time that even comes to memory that she's been like, I want this. But she doesn't even know what it is. She was watching freaking Bubble Guppies. Nobody in her life eats a turkey sandwich. Everybody prefers ham. But yeah, nobody's ever eaten a turkey sandwich in front of her. Anyway, she just got it from the TV. And so it doesn't matter. But yeah. And she knows... there are some vegan videos that are for kids by this girl who used to make YouTube videos. She doesn't anymore, I don't think, but her name was Bite Size Vegan. And she would make some vegan videos for kids. And they would start out by being like, I I'm not going to show you anything scary, and I'm not going to show you anything, whatever. But I don't remember exactly what she said, but basically it started out saying, I'm not going to show you anything graphic or scary, but some of the things I'm going to say might make you feel a little sad. And they don't like show anything crazy. They're not like showing slaughterhouse footage or anything like that, but it's just talking about like what happens in factory farms, and why we don't eat eggs, or why we don't eat chicken or whatever. And I thought those videos were awesome and so easily digestible for adults and for kids. Like, I just thought that they were so informative in a very small, like 5 to 8 minute window of time, without being graphic or pushy, but just by being like, this is why we don't do that as a vegan, right? And in one of them, it said that, like, you know, in the egg industry, when a male chick is born, it's useless because it can't lay eggs. And so all of the male chicks are killed. And it didn't say how. It didn't say that they were ground up alive or like put in a plastic bag and suffocated or anything like that. But it did say that they're, you know, killed. And she was like, wow, that's so sad. And then she told somebody, I don't remember who it was, she was like, you know that like the baby chicks die, or the baby boy chicks die? And like even some adults didn't even know that. And so it was just like very interesting and informative, and without like showing anything. So I don't know, that's why I don't eat cows, and or why I don't eat animals, is because it hurts them. And so that's what she knows to be the case, that mommy doesn't eat cows because it hurts them, and that Rosie doesn't eat cows because it hurts them, but that someday, if she wants to, she can change her mind. Because I think that that's something that's very important to know as a person, like a human being. You know that it hurts the animals to kill them, but you make the decision for whatever reason, and whatever reason is okay, to eat them anyway. I made the decision to eat them for the first 20 years of my life because I was like, I don't give a shit about the animals. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, it's a bummer that it hurts them, but honestly, I don't care. Like, I just don't care. And I made that very clear that I just did not care. So yeah, I just thought that that was an interesting question. So it was, yeah, it was basically asking that. And then like, how do you approach those conversations? I don't really have to have those conversations very much. In school, on Wednesdays, they have a pizza day where pizza is provided every week. It's like pizza and art day, so it's kind of a fun day. And she brings a lunch on that day. And there have been times where I either have forgotten to put pizza in the lunch, or I haven't had pizza, so I've had to just put in a sandwich or something. And she's come home and she has expressed to me that she's disappointed. And she's been like, Mommy, can you please remember pizza next time? And I'm like, yes, because the thing is, as long as she's like got like with other kids, right? As long as she's got like a similar thing to what they have, she's happy. She doesn't care if it's made from cows or plants or whatever. She's not like, oh, I want your cow pizza. She just wants pizza, you know? And so I always, as a mom who doesn't want her kid, I mean, I know I said I don't care, because at the end of the day, I don't care, but I still don't want her to actively be left out of anything. I don't want her to feel like she's missing out on anything. If she is, one time, I'm not gonna cry tears over it. I'm just gonna be like, oh, bummer, okay, like, let's move on to the next fun thing. But I don't want her to feel left out. I don't want her to be like, I'm an outcast, I'm different. Like, she's gonna feel like that no matter what. I don't want to add to it, right? So, yeah, I just always try to be prepared is the thing. So if we're going to a place that I know we're having pizza, I'm bringing a pizza. If we're going to a birthday party, I'm bringing a cupcake. If we're going to a potluck, I'm going to make sure that I pack a little plate full of vegan potato salad, vegan macaroni salad, and, you know, beans and hot dogs and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to make sure that I'm prepared for her to have everything so that she doesn't feel left out as much as possible. I knew kids who their parents wouldn't let them have a sleepover, or their parents wouldn't let us like hang out in their room or anything like that. Like, I remember there are so many ways in which a parent can create an environment in which a child is left out, ostracized, or unique in some way. And so I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong, if that makes sense. I think a lot of people think that I'm doing something wrong because they're like, oh, you're gonna make her grow up different or make her grow up with like issues about food or whatever. She doesn't give a fuck. She's just a kid and she just wants to eat, you know? She just wants to eat, and more than that, she wants to be with her friends, and she just wants to play, and she wants to have a good day, and she wants to watch frickin' A for Adley on YouTube. She doesn't care about any of the other stuff, you know? And that's what it all boils down to. Kids are kids, and there's whatever you're doing as a parent. For all the people who have already left me an angry comment or clicked out of this video, I wish they would have stuck around till this part. Whatever you're doing as a parent is good enough, okay? Whatever you're doing. If you're trying your best every single day, and if you are actively trying to make your kid feel loved, to create a safe and healthy environment for them, what more is there? What more can you ask for? So who gives a shit what kind of movies you let them watch or don't let them watch? That was another thing, because my parents let me watch a lot of movies back in the day that my friends could not watch. Yeah, and like whether you don't let them watch movies or whether you take them to church every Sunday and Wednesday, or whether you teach them about God and how God is real and you pray every night and all of those things, or whether you teach them, I don't know, there are so many things. Yeah, not to have sex before marriage, or that being gay is bad, or I don't know, like there are so many things you can do as a parent that are just that make your kid have different beliefs or different ideas than they would if they just grew up in the wild or in a different family. And all of those things, except for maybe the not liking gay people. I don't know why I threw that one in there, but like all of, because I am a little fruity, just so you guys know. I'm not like, I'm not saying like the gays are bad. We're not. But yeah, me, hi, hello. I got a little woohoo flustered there because I didn't want to put my foot in my mouth. That's the hard thing about like talking on videos like this, is that like you don't want to say something and have it be taken out of context. But yeah, anyway, I just think, final thoughts, reiterating the last thing. There are so many ways as parents that we make our kids feel left out or different. And as long as we're teaching them to be good ass people who do good for the world, who love others, and who try to make a positive impact on the world, that's all we can do, you know? That's all we can do. And everything that you do as a parent is okay. No matter what that is, as long as you're just teaching your kid to be a good person, you know? It doesn't matter if your views are different than mine, or if my daughter's views are going to be different from mine someday. That's okay. That's something that I'll have to cross when I get there, and it will be hard for me. But I have to face the reality that most vegans don't stay vegan forever. And she grew up that way. So she's going to have a totally different perspective on veganism than I did going vegan at 20. My only regret with veganism, I'll tell you the truth, my only regret is that I didn't go vegan earlier and that I didn't have the information earlier. That's my only regret. And so I don't want to do that to my kid too. You know, I don't want to have her grow up and be like, wow, mom, like, why'd you let me eat meat or whatever? Like, because either way, she's growing up with a vegan mom. She's going to be different. She's going to be weird. Like, she's going to have weird beliefs about things because I have weird beliefs about things. But she's got two very different ends of the spectrum. Very different in every possible way with me and her dad. He is not vegan, and he will never be vegan, and he doesn't want to be. So yeah, in pretty much every way, CJ and I are very, very different in terms of what we believe. So she's gonna have a very balanced viewpoint on things, I think, whether I try to indoctrinate her into my cult from birth or not. Like, it's just, she's gonna have a wide variety of beliefs, I believe, and I think she's gonna be a really cool person. She already is, and that's it on that. So thank you for your question. I appreciated talking to you about it today. I have to sneeze, so I'm gonna go. But I love you guys very much, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye.